Hey guys, if this is your first time, welcome to my channel. If this is not, welcome back. It's been a long time since I've actually sat down to do a video. And so if you don't know already, you may can tell by the title, but I am pregnant again. I'm pregnant again, and so this video is basically going to talk about me being pregnant again, me having two under two very soon, and so on and so forth. Before we get into any of that, if you haven't already, go ahead and do me a favor and hit that subscribe button. Give this video a thumbs up. Share it with someone who, needs the encouragement, who may be suffering with infertility, or anyone you think that should see this video, as well as leave a comment and let me know if you have two under two, or if you have back-to-back pregnancies, and let me know how your experience went and how is it going having two children very close in age together. So without further ado, let's jump into it. So as you know, I have talked about my infertility journey, or my trying to conceive journey, on my channel before. I did conceive last year in 2021 with my daughter Leia. I did have to take fertility drugs because I suffer with PCOS, and I wasn't able to get pregnant naturally without any help. So I did go ahead and take letrozole. I got pregnant on my second cycle. I did do a HSG test a few months prior to that. I did not get pregnant after doing the HSG test. I have heard many stories of people getting pregnant right after having the HSG test, since the dye basically cleans out your fallopian tubes. If you want to see how my experience was, or hear about my experience with the HSG test, I do have a video, and I will list that below. But yeah, so the first cycle, I didn't really take it seriously. I wasn't consistent with anything. The second cycle, I was, and it was successful. I did get pregnant. However, at about 7 months, I did have preeclampsia. That was a month after me having COVID, which is something that my doctor and we kind of think contributed to the preeclampsia, or, what kind of jump started it. So there was that. And so I did have to deliver my daughter at 30 weeks and 2 days. She was in a NICU for 7 weeks. My postpartum experience was very traumatic. And honestly, I felt like I wasn't sure if I wanted to have children, if I wanted to have any more kids after that. I struggled for a couple of months after having my daughter. Having a baby in the NICU, not being able to bring your child home after you give birth, that's very hard. That was a very hard time for me. I also have a video talking about my labor and delivery, so I'll link that below as well, so you guys can check that out and you can hear the full story. But all of that made me question if I wanted to have children or not. So fast forward about 6 months later, so I had my daughter in September of 2021, and I didn't find out that I was pregnant again until April of 2022. So my doctor did ask me if I wanted birth control. This is after I had my daughter. And in my mind, I was thinking, well, I had to take, medicine to get pregnant the first time, so I should be fine, because I'm not that fertile. You know, I have PCOS. I struggled with infertility before. You know, I've had miscarriages, so whatever, so on and so forth. Yeah, that wasn't the case. I did not find out until I was about 6 or 7 weeks. I did not have any symptoms. I did not have any inkling, any indication that I could be pregnant. My brother is the one who actually said to me multiple times, like, "Ooh, like, I think you're pregnant," or "You're pregnant." And I was like, "Boy, shut up. Ain't nobody pregnant. Ain't nobody pregnant." And so after like the third or fourth time, I was like, you know what? I couldn't remember if I had my period or not. So I said, you know what? Let me just take a pregnancy test. I was on the phone with one of my girlfriends one night. I was like, you know what? I forgot. Let me take this test. I did get a test. I took it, and it was positive. I just remember like saying, oh my God, oh my God. Like, I literally was in shock. I sat on the toilet for an hour. I was in shock. You know, I've heard about people getting pregnant back to back, or people, you know, having babies really close together. I just never thought that would be my story. But here we are. So, I called my husband because I mean, I couldn't hold it in. Like, I was having so many like feelings. I was anxious. I was like, you know, like I can't experience this by myself. Like, I have to hold it in. So I did get like a little clip of me telling him and his reaction. I screen recorded it, so you won't be able to hear what he had to say, but you can see his face. And so I can insert that clip so you guys can check it out. But he was like, what? Like, he was like sitting there with his mouth open for a couple seconds. And then I was like, you know what? Let me call you back. Like, I just needed to process what I said and what I just read on a pregnancy test. And so I called him back a few minutes later, and he was like, you know what? This is good. You know, at least we getting them out the way. You know, the kids can grow up together. And blah, 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 blah. And I'm just like, wait a minute, what? Like, do you not remember what I just went through? Like, this was literally just a few months ago. Like, this wasn't even a year ago. And so, it took me like a month really to come to terms with me being pregnant again and to accept it, because I just was in shock. I was in shock for a month. Like, I could not believe it. And honestly, now I just look at it as a miracle, because there was a time where I did not think I would be able to have children. I didn't think I would be a mother. And for me to, you know, have assistance with doing that once, even the traumatic, you know, entrance she had in this world, but me being able to do that again naturally, like, that is a miracle. And I want to encourage, you know, all of my moms who are struggling with infertility. I also have heard that once you have a baby, that can cure infertility. I don't know how true that is, but I can say I had a baby, I struggled with infertility, and here we are, not even a year later, pregnant again, about to have another baby. And this is with no assistance. I wasn't trying. I wasn't honestly even thinking about having another baby. If we were to have another baby, the plan wasn't to have another baby anytime soon. Like, I'm talking 3-4 years down the road. But God had other plans for us. And so, you know, we're getting ready to welcome our second baby into this world. And, you know, I'm honored that God saw fit to bless us with these two little humans that we have to raise, and He trusted us to raise them and to, you know, teach them how to be sustainable people in this world. And I couldn't be more excited. Um, I am almost nearing my delivery day. I am a couple weeks away. And so I have been recording little clips here and there. I want to say I probably started in my second trimester, to be honest. But I did want to do a sit down video to talk about this. And if you guys have any questions for me, like, I do know that there are people who have PCOS. Excuse me, I'm pregnant. Gas. I keep burping. But I do know people who have PCOS and who are struggling and, you know, who are discouraged, and you may have questions. So you can leave me your questions below. Like I said, we did not try, nor did we, you know, take any medicine or anything this time. This was a surprise. This was a surprise for all of us. Well, for my husband and I, for my family, for our family. This is a surprise for us all. And so I'm in that nesting mode right now where I'm trying to, like, mentally prepare myself, spend my last few weeks with my daughter and just enjoying us being a family of three, loving on her before we welcome and bring home a new baby. And, you know, just preparing, getting my home ready and everything. So I do have some nesting videos that I'm going to put out, and some vlogs, you know, going to doctor's appointments and stuff like that. I can't really record while I'm at the doctor's office, so there's that. But I do plan on recording my delivery this time. You know, I have reached the point where my daughter was born the last time. So my doctor is very confident that we're going to make it full term. She was telling me this even before I had issues in my last pregnancy. And so, yeah, like, I've surpassed that. I was really nervous, or, you know, feeling a little anxious about, you know, like, crossing over that milestone. So I've now entered into unfamiliar territory, because although I have had a baby before, I've never been this pregnant before. I've never made it this far before. And so, you know, this time, hopefully, prayerfully, you know, the baby will come when it's, you know, the time to come, and we won't have any issues. We can bring the baby home. And everything goes as planned, as far as, like, you know, us being able to pack our hospital bag, and us, you know, like, preparing. And, you know, like, I had a C-section last time, and because the kids will be 15 weeks apart, I have to have another C-section. My doctor said that if they were 18 months apart, then I could have a VBAC. Honestly, I was very scared about labor last time, and so I had a C-section. My C-section, my postpartum, like, recovery physically, I don't know if it was because of the stress and everything that was going on, my blood pressure, you know, like, I was just very numb, and so I recovered fairly quickly. I'm not expecting that this time, so I really don't know what postpartum is going to look like for me. Also, my baby last time was only 2 pounds. This baby is big. At the last ultrasound I had a few weeks ago, the baby was in the 75th percentile. So this baby is going to be bigger. And so my incision is going to be bigger. And yeah, so yeah, I'm welcoming baby number 2. We have maternity shoot scheduled. It was actually supposed to be last week, the day after my birthday. The photographer had to cancel for a family emergency, and so we're actually going to get that done next week. And so, yes, I've just been taking in, this time that we have. I want to say this pregnancy hasn't been hard outside of, like fatigue. I really haven't been sick. There was a point where my doctor possibly thought I was going to have placenta previa, and I had to go on vaginal rest for a couple of weeks. We did another ultrasound, and my placenta did move up, so I don't have to worry about that. So as of now, we aren't seeing any red flags. I don't have any complications. Nothing is wrong. And so we have a healthy baby. Mommy is healthy, of course. And so, yeah, that's pretty much it. I don't really know how true this is, but I did do some research about people getting pregnant within a year of postpartum or delivering another baby, and most of the videos that I saw, it was C-section videos. So I do remember having my first doctor's appointment, and my doctor was like, when I offered you the birth control and you said no, in my mind I was like, I'll see you back soon. And I was just like, well, girl, you should have told me, because had I known, I would have taken the birth control. In my mind, I didn't think I was going to get pregnant because of the process we had to go through the first time. But, we're believers. We believe that God makes no mistakes. And if he saw fit to give us this blessing, we're going to make sure that we take care of it. And we're ready. Not quite right now. So, baby, please stay in there. But we're ready for this new journey and us being a family of 4. We will no longer be a family of 3. We'll be a family of 4. And so the crazy thing is that I got pregnant around the same time as I did last year. I think last year I was a month before and getting pregnant. And so that's absolutely crazy to me. But after this, okay, I will be getting birth control. My husband is talking about having one more child. I don't know. I'm just like, let's just see how we do with 2, and then we can talk about a 3rd one later. But the 3rd one, if we decide to have another child, that'll be years down the road. It won't be anytime soon. So, yeah. That is basically my story. But I am pregnant. I'm healthy. Baby is healthy. And we are just waiting for the time, when baby is ready to come into the world. So if you're still watching, I want to thank you guys so much for watching and tuning in. And if you haven't already, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Give this video a thumbs up and leave a comment. Let me know if you suffer with infertility, if you have PCOS. Let me know about your questions. And also, let me know if you have 2 under 2. And give me tips, advice, because mama is tired, okay? And I don't know what 2 under 2 is going to look like. We just got Leia to a point to where she's sleeping through the night. She's been doing that for a few months. And so now we have another baby that's coming. And so, I need all the tips, advice, prayers, encouragement, all of that. All of it. We need all of it. And so, yeah, go ahead and leave that down below. And I will see you guys next time. Bye.